Welcome to something to talk about.
Yeah, really loud.
Welcome to something to talk about.
Hi, welcome to something to talk about, and this is another big one. This is going to be a big video. We are doing another What's the Difference? Well, let's talk about the difference. And we're covering Lem Lemoncloak. And yeah, people are like, who was in the show? Yeah, they named that guy Lem Lemoncloak. For the people who've read the books and watched the show, they're like, what? Are they the same character? Not really. But, it's giving me a chance to talk about Lem. And we'll cover what they did with Lem in the show, a little cool fan theory, and then the difference. So we're going to start off talking about the Brotherhood without manners. Then we're going to cover the show in a very quick slide, and then cover the book in a lot of slides, and then a very popular fan theory and the differences, which there's a lot. So yeah, let's talk about the difference with Lem Lemoncloak. Starting with who are the Brotherhood without banners. The Brotherhood without banners are known as the Knights of the Hollow Hill and the Forgotten Fellowship. It is an outlaw group who initially fights the Lannister rule in the name of King Robert. Led by the Lightning Lord Beric Dondarrion, the group is founded in the Riverlands by soldiers and nobles who were sent there by the then Hand of the King, Eddard Stark, to bring Gregor the Mountain Clegane to justice. After they are ambushed while crossing the ford, they are nearly defeated. It's called the Mummers Ford. It comes up. The group continues to fight as a guerrilla group. Their numbers increase as they are joined by defeated soldiers from other battles, deserters, and refugees from the War of the Five Kings, and take on the mission of protecting the small folk from the depredations of any side of the war. Every man of the Brotherhood receives a knighthood from Beric. Beric knights anybody. If you're like, hey man, I always want to be a soldier, I want to join the Brotherhood without banners, but I'm just like the son of a turnip farmer. He's like, cool, knight, you are now Frank Turnip. That's how it goes. All right, let's cover the show version. The show version. In the television adaptation of Game of Thrones, Lem is portrayed by Johannes Hocker Johannesson. Johannesson? I guess. I don't know. I think that's their name. Lem is known as Lem Lemoncloak, a rogue member of the Brotherhood without banners here. Lem arrives with two other former members of the Brotherhood to extort a band of villagers, which include Brother Ray, a.k.a. not Septim Maribald, and the Hound. However, upon learning that the villagers hold nothing of interest, he warns them, stay safe, the night is dark and full of terrors, and they leave. Later, this group, Lem, is responsible for the slaughter of the entire village and the hanging of Ray. Wow. Sandor huts them down in the forest, killing most of them. He later finds Beric and Thoros preparing to hang the rest of them for the unsanctioned attack on the village. They let Sandor hang Lem, and he steals his boots as Lem dies. There you go. That's the show version. It takes place after the books and has nothing to do with the books. I guess if you squint, you can kind of see it. Like, all right, so they're doing Quiet Isle, but instead it's just this random village, and they're doing the elder brother or Maribald, but instead they're calling him Ray, and here's Lem. If you squint, I guess. All right, let's talk about the book version. So Lem Lemoncloak. Lem is blunt, gruff, big, and brawny. He has bad teeth, bushy brown beard, and a harsh, deep voice. He has a fierce soldier look to him, and he has calloused, strong hands. He snores loudly. The snoring was absolutely important for me to leave in, okay? It's called world building, all right? Lem is known for his large hooded yellow cloak, which is patched with deerskin. He carries a long sword and a dirk on his studded leather belt. Lem's shirt is protected with overlapping steel rings, and he wears a black conic helm. According to the mobile app, Lem is part of Lord Beric Dondarrion's royal party when he is sent by Lord Eddard Stark to kill Gregor Clegane. So that's ever stated in the books. Just in the mobile app, the companion piece that says that he's actually part of the army that gets sent there. That's never stated in the book. So whether you want to call that canon or not, that's it. That's why I said it's semi-canon sources. So yeah. All right. The Brotherhood. Beric's party is ambushed by the Mountain's men at the Battle of the Mummers Ford. Lem and his companions from the Brotherhood without banners form. There you go. Lem and his companions form the Brotherhood without banners shortly after. They eventually stumble upon Arya Stark, Gendry, and Hot Pie digging in a garden. After some archery from Angie, do you call him Angie? I never know what to call him. They convinced the three younglings to accompany them at the end of the Kneeling Man. That's an inn in the Riverlands located near where Torrhen Stark bent the knee to Aegon. So that's actually kind of cool. Where Sharna and her husband are familiar with the Brotherhood. Suddenly, Gendry runs to warn them that there are strangers outside. Arya is afraid that it will be Gregor Clegane's men. She slams a tankard into Lem's face, breaking his nose, and she tries to escape to no avail. Turns out the men outside and come in, and among them, and Arya recognizes Harwin from the north. He recognizes her and proclaims her real name to the surprise of everybody. So she's like, "Oh no, there's guys outside. It's Gregor." And then she grabs something and breaks Lem's nose and tries to run, and then gets caught. And then it's just her friend Harwin. And then Harwin's like, "Arya Stark," and everyone's like, "Arya, what?" It's a cool scene. And Lem's nose got broken. Lem's nose. So looking for Beric. Lem's nose heals crookedly as the outlaws travel through the Riverlands looking for Beric. They visit Leicester's Keep, where the elderly Lord's Maester points them to the Lady of the Leaves. All right. I want to state now, this isn't a Brotherhood without banners video, right? I'm gonna skip over a lot of stuff as long as it doesn't have anything specific to do with Lem. Lem travels with them, so I have to talk about it a little bit, right? But go read Arya's chapters in Storms if you want to get the full picture. Well, yeah, most Storm and just Storm, right? I think maybe a little bit of Clash, but I think mostly Storm. All right, where was I? Lem's nose heals crookedly, and the outlaws travel through the Riverlands. All right, I already said all that. So they go to Leicester's Keep. So House Leicester is just like this old man, and he just kind of mumbles about a war he fought, and he fought a dude on a bridge or something. And the Maester helps them out. So it's actually a really cool scene. I do like the travels of the Brotherhood. So they go visit the Lady of the Leaves. Oh, I'm sorry, I yawned. All right. The Lady of the Leaves was sure that Beric was dead, but Lem is like, dude, he's not dead. He keeps trying, but no, he can't die. Lem assures her that he is alive. They then travel to Sally Dance, which is a great name. You ever dance with Sally? Take a load off, Sally. And make their way to High Heart. Don't worry. We'll get back to High Heart. To meet with the ghost of High Heart, to hear her tell fortune and learn the whereabouts of Beric Dondarrion. The old dwarf woman speaks in private to Lem, Tom, and Greenbeard, but Arya overhears the conversation. The woman has dreams where she is sleeping when she is sleeping among weirwood stumps, and tells them that she had dreamed about a shadow with a burning heart killing a golden stag, of a man without a face with red tears on her cheeks. But when her eyes did open. I awoke from the terror. So she's talking about the death of Renly, talking about the death of Balon, and also the arise of Stoneheart, right? They then stop at Acorn Hall and Stony Sept, where the Mad Huntsman returns the captured Sandor Clegane. So they get to Stony Sept. I did a video about Mad Huntsman. He's super cool. And the Mad Huntsman's like shows up with the dog with Sandor Clegane, not Gregor, Sandor. And then they're like, we should do a little trial. And then they finally find Beric. So if you feel like I left some stuff out for the Ghost of High Heart, remember they see her twice. So it might be the second time they see her when you're like, what about what she said? Yeah, just wait. They find Lord Beric in the Hollow Hill, where Beric tells Sandor that the Brotherhood have been knighted, that all of them have been knighted. And he's like, I hate knights anyways. And he does. Sandor hates knights. After Sandor and Beric have a trial by combat to decide Sandor's innocence, despite fearing Beric's flaming sword, Sandor strikes down Beric in his trial. Thorsamir tasks Lem and Jack Be Lucky with tending to Beric's wounds. A detachment of brave companions, the detachment of the brave companions is also accompany Prejectorvi. Oh my god, why do I use words I don't know how to say? Called the Bloody Members, also called the Bloody Members, occupy a settlement of the Riverlands containing a septry, a mill, and a brew house and stables. When Beric and the Brotherhood ride through they battle the mummers at the battle known as the I keep saying battle, the Battle of the Burning Septry. Lem takes part in this battle where he rides down the bloody mummer who kills Kyle. Yeah, Kyle dies, not Kenny, Kyle. And Lem has to ride him down. It's just this cool battle. Arya sits on top of a hill and watches it. It's a thing that happens. But yeah. So goes to Highheart again. The gang without banners returns to Highheart. They meet with the ancient tiny woman with magical dreams powers. Not a child of the forest. Wink. She's totally not. The pale, short, tiny person who's pale skin with red eyes, looks just like a weirwood and has like green seeing powers, who's probably hundreds of years old. Not a child of the forest. Convinced? All right. She says, the ember and the lemon come to honor me again. I'm not going to do a Ghost of High Heart impression. They offer a silver coin for her dreams, but she refuses, asking for wine and a kiss from the great Ulf in the yellow cloak. Aye, a sloppy kiss with a bit of tongue. It's been too long, too long. His mouth will taste like lemons and mine of bones. Jeez. Lem declines. He's like, yeah, I'm not kissing that bag of bones. Not marrying that bag of bones, man. No one's going to get that reference. So instead, she asked for Tom to play Jenny's song for her. Instead, if I can't get a kiss from the big, tall one, can I get a song? The ghost says some creepy words about Arya. She's like, oh, she's evil. Look at her. And Thoros said that Arya is no danger, and Lem rubs his broken nose, doubting him. He's like, Thoros is like, yeah, Ghost of Highheart, she's no danger, and he's like, rubs his broken nose like, I beg to differ. My nose is broken. Lem is skeptical of the Ghost of Highheart. You know, who isn't? As he believes that Beric's survival of horrific wounds is due to the healing of skill of Thoros, although it is magical in nature. He's like, I don't believe in her magic stuff. And they're like, well, what about Beric? Well, I believe that magic stuff. I've seen that, but I don't believe in her magic stuff. Lem is a supporter of the Lord of Light. However, when Sandor returns the outlaws to demand the return of his gold, so Sandor comes back, Lem suggests that they kill the Hound and take his horse. Wow. Lem argues that they should ransom Arya to the Blackfish at Riverrun as soon as possible, but Beric worries that the castle will soon be under attack. Arya decides to escape the outlaw. She's like, yeah, screw this. And then she goes off and does Arya stuff. She's no longer the POV character. She was the POV character for all the slides until now. Now we got some Merrick and some Brienne. So, yeah. Merrick. Did I say Merrick? Merritt Frey under Stoneheart. After the Red Wedding and the Stonehearting of Cat Stark, Lem participates in the retaliatory hangings of Peter Pimple Frey. When Merritt Frey gets sent to pay the ransom for the already dead Peter, not knowing he's dead, the Brotherhood capture him. Merritt demands to see Beric Dondarrion, but Lem and Tom inform him that the Lightning Lord was needed elsewhere. They lead him to a tree which Peter's Pimple is hanging. Yeah, so it was a bamboozle. They bamboozled him. And Lem ties a noose around Merritt's neck. Whoa. Tom of Seven Strings steps aside to reveal a woman with gray skin and a hideous scar across her neck. Merritt's in trouble now. A woman Merritt knows to be dead. Having seen his brother slit her throat and dump her naked body in a river, her eyes are terrible to behold, according to him. She don't speak, says Lem. You bloody bastards cut her throat too deep for that, but she remembers. She nods when Lem asks if Merritt was involved, and Merritt opens his mouth to plead, but the noose chokes off his words. Lem's nose heals poorly. He continues to be a member of the Brotherhood after Lady Stoneheart takes command. He is stationed near the inn at the crossroads, hiding in wait in case the orphans that took over at the inns of the crossroads need assistance. So the inn at the crossroads, it looks like they needed assistance after all. Lemon leaves the inn to hunt north along the Green Fork in search of the Mad Dog of Salt Pans, as Gregor Clegane has believed to lead a savage attack on that town. Yeah, it wasn't him. The raid had been actually led by Rorge, who had claimed Sandor's hound helm. Yeah, he's wearing his armor. Lemon realizes that the former brave companions had doubled back, but he is delayed from returning to the inn by having to avoid a column of night. So he could have got there from House Frey. Could have got there in time for everyone to get to the inns at the crossroad, but he was a little late. And he was away when Brianna Tarth and her companions arrive at the inn, and they meet Gendry. Rorge shows up at the inn wearing the hound's armor. Brienne defends the orphan children from Rorge's outlaws. She slays Rorge. I covered Rorge and Biter on another Let's Talk About the Difference. So if you want to know more about this fight, more about Rorge and Biter specifically, go do that. Okay. So yeah, she slays Rorge, but she is then attacked by Biter, getting her face eaten. It's grim. Gendry then saves Brienne's life by killing Biter. Lem decides to wear the hound's armor that he takes from Rorge's corpse. Yeah. Which Thoros opposes. Yeah, Thoros is like, you probably should be wearing that, dude. Lem is present when Lady Stoneheart approves the hangings of Brienne, Podrick Payne, and Sir Hyle Hunt. I also have a Hyle Hunt video, so go check that out. And he applies to Brienne that his wife and daughter are dead. Yeah, that's something that he kind of implies. It's weird. All right. So before we get to the actual differences, there's you can't really do a video about Lem Lemoncloak without bringing this up. So I'm going to bring it up because it's honestly one of the best proposed and written theories about really small characters that I've heard, and it's really good. And the fandom loves this theory. So who is Lem? Before I get to the differences, there's a big theory around Lem that I need to cover. Some readers think that Lem's identity is Richard Lonmouth, who is one of Rhaegar Targaryen's squires, as well as a friend of a Robert Baratheon, made famous by Lady Guinevere. This is a pretty well-known theory. The theory is very well written, but very long. So please seek it out and read it on your own. Keeping it super short. We don't know Richard's fate or what happened to him at all. There are symbolic clues like the ghost wanting a kiss from Lonmouth or from Lem, and she's like, his kiss will taste like lemons and mine of bones, right? So Lonmouth was called the Knight of Skulls and Kisses, right? Kisses and bones, right? Okay, their words are, the choice is yours, mirroring Brienne's choice of sword or death, because they give people choices when it's like, either you do this or we hang you, the choice is yours, right? There's a ton more. I highly suggest you read it. Yeah, I highly suggest, if you're interested at all in Lem Lemoncloak, which you're watching this video, so maybe you are, and Richard Lonmouth, who's an older character who we don't know a lot about. Lady Guinevere's video post completely breaks it down. Yeah, so I highly suggest you go read that. The difference is, lol, they're both named Lem. They wear lemon cloaks and associated with the Brotherhood. That's it. I mean, one of them's barely associated. He's a former Brotherhood who's attacking a village for no reason, right? To get money. And then when they find out they don't have any money, they attack him anyways. That's stupid. So that's it. They're both named Lem, and they both have a lemonish cloak, right? Like, I guess if you want to call this cloak lemony, it's kind of, right? Maybe. It's more light brown, but that's it. That's all they got in common. There's nothing else. We never seen Lem in the show during Arya's time with the Brotherhood. They skip over Brienne's feast plot, so we don't see him at the ends of the crossroad. And Stoneheart isn't a thing, so we don't see Stoneheart along with Lem killing Merritt or anything like that. So that covers all the books. All the stuff that is covered in the books with Lem isn't in. They either skip it or he's not in it, right? And they don't bring him until way late in some made up crap with Lem killing a village that the Hound needs to, and then the Hound needs to kill him. I guess it's possible that later on Lem goes full outlaw in like the next book, and that's what brings the Hound out of retirement. But I really hope that doesn't go that way. I feel like Lem is a victim of crappy writing in the later seasons. They needed to kill Sandor's village to like piss off Sandor, and then they needed to grab a random character that's associated with the Brotherhood so Sandor can run into the Brotherhood, and they picked Lem. Here we go. That's it. That's all I can. They got nothing in common, but Lem is a fan favorite and one of my favorite. I love Lem Lemoncloak. I think he's great. I think he's mysterious. I think it's possible he is actually Richard Lonmouth, and I kind of like the cut of his jib in a lot of his chapters. He's kind of funny. Okay, thank you guys for watching. This video wasn't as long as I thought, but it still was pretty long. When I was writing, I'm like, oh, it's going to be a big one. And yes, I will put the post for Lady Guinevere in the comment or in the description if you want to find her post, because I do find it's really important. If you want to know more about Lem Lemoncloak and Richard Lonmouth, check out that post. Also, click like and subscribe and do all that stuff. Peace!